is Ruchika Mehta, editor of Femina magazine, and we are here today on a chat on the trends in jewelry pre and post COVID and how the industry is going to go going forward. And today I have two very interesting guests for this discussion. The gorgeous Farah Khan of her own eponymous label, Farah Khan Jewels, and Pratiksha Prashant, who's from the founder family of Kishandas and Co. Jewels based out of Hyderabad, and who is also currently the CEO of the brand. Hi Farah, welcome. Hi Pratiksha, welcome, and thank you both for taking time out.
Thank you for having us, Ruchika. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
I know, jewelry and festive season and bridal season, oh my God, they are like, they're inseparable. But things this COVID have been a little different. Farah, if I may ask you, you're known for the most gorgeous diamonds. You kind of bring life into diamonds, your emeralds, your rubies, your diamonds, those big statement pieces, those big center pieces like we all know and call the Farah Khan signature jewels. Are they still as much in demand as they were in the current wedding season?
So I'm glad you asked me that question because I think one-of-a-kind pieces are always going to be in demand, COVID or no COVID, because those pieces are rare, difficult to repeat, replicate. So I think what's happened in the COVID, this lockdown and all of it, initially, of course, sales were down, but now people have started buying again and they're looking at buying more meaningful pieces that are rare, that mean something to them, that symbolizes something. So I've had a lot of clientele ask for one-of-a-kind pieces versus the generic. Of course, we do sell generic pieces and small gift items. But yes, the client that seeks to have one-of-a-kind, eye-catching showstoppers very much exists and will always be so. Yeah.
Great. So are we trying to say that statement-based pieces, and that is how they'll always be because you're known for your statement pieces. Now, with wedding trunk in pomp and splendor, has they affected jewelry purchases in the sense, is it only sticking to statement pieces or the general buying with the families and all is also up? Is normal?
So with me, post the lockdown, I realized that people were buying a lot of gifting items also and pieces for themselves, which they could wear more often because the socializing had become much less. The only social events were weddings. So people ended up buying, I did this charm collection and I did a lot of these nicks and knacks that people have actually been very open to and wanted to buy. But saying that, because weddings in India are such a big thing, and I'm sure Pratiksha will correct me if I'm wrong, people will never stop buying, statement pieces. People will always buy because when you buy for a wedding, it's not just for the moment. It's something that's going to pass down generations and become more precious in time. So the client that is looking to commemorate that occasion or bring more meaning to that occasion is looking for something that is out of this world. And that's not going to stop. Am I right, Pratiksha?
Yeah. Absolutely. So to add to that, as Ruchika asked, that the weddings are becoming smaller. But even when weddings are becoming smaller, for the bride, like that's the day, whether they're going to have photographs for so many. Yeah, that doesn't change, whether you're showing to 50 people, to 500 people or 5,000 people. Absolutely. So at least what we have seen, like as Farah said that, yes, in the beginning of during the lockdown and a little bit like after the lockdown was over, like in June and, mid-July, people were still confused. They didn't know what to do, they didn't know where everything was going. But many people had postponed their weddings to November and December. But what I see is that the decor may have changed. Their venues may have become more intimate in the house. Like the catering may have become lesser. But clothes and jewelry, people don't want to. At least the bride doesn't. We being mainly a bridal brand, the bride does not want to
compromise. She doesn't want to compromise. That's right.
I feel.
For them, pictures are going to be there forever.
Yeah.
Like, today, if I open my wedding album like 25 years back, I may not see who had come for my wedding, but I'll surely see my own pictures.
Absolutely. Good
point. You
Good
don't
point.
want to, that time think, oh, I wish I had done. So they want to fulfill the, in fact, I have had brides who are telling their parents, oh, you're saving on this, so let's buy some more jewelry.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say, because people would have these huge celebrations, flying their guests down, putting them up in hotels, So families are actually saving on that amount, and they rather invest that in their children's future, their children's gifts, what they want to give. Even the gifting to the wedding guests have become much more precious.
Yes.
Versus numbers. People are focusing more on quality rather than quantity. And I think that's nice, because it's actually bringing back a kind of old world charm, a kind of one of a kind pieces of jewelry that cannot be replicated or not easily available. So I think that's very nice, actually.
Absolutely.
It brings back handmade pieces, and and gives
Classic.
more work also to the to the laborers who work with handmade crafted pieces.
Absolutely. Pratiksha, you and the family has been known over the last few generations for basra pearls. You are known for your classics, you're known for your satlaras, and you're known for amongst the best basra pearls in the country. So classics will also be classics. Now, of course, I did pick up the point from you that a bride will still want to look the best. So that does not change. Do you think the trend going forward is going to be a little more toned down even in classics, or they're still being, preferred over everything else?
Yeah. Because, so like I said, with the weddings becoming smaller, there's not going to be any change in what the bride or the immediate family is going to wear in terms of jewelry.
If we don't talk about the bride, if we talk about the general purchases.
So I was coming to that. So people are going to have lesser occasions to go to. Like suppose like today, if I'm not getting married, or I don't have a immediate wedding in the family. So, I may not have 10 occasions to go to buy in a year. But so now if I want to invest in jewelry, I will invest in classic pieces. Like whatever I had to invest in, say 2-3 items, to wear at different, I'd rather buy in something which is an investment, which will, as time goes, the prices also will it will appreciate. And plus, I want to be toned down, because as a person who goes for a function, I would wear much toned down jewelry
That's the general sentiment right now.
When I'm going for a function which has 50 people, I don't want to wear something very heavy. I might as well wear something very which is a statement.
Yeah.
It can be small, and the value of it, obviously all the 50 people in the room are going to know, because you're going to that type of crowd.
That's right.
Versus to somewhere where you would go, where there was a crowd of 5,000 people, you don't know, no one knows what you're wearing. So yes, classics are going to be there, and statement pieces are going to be more important for people other than the bride and the family. I'm talking about the other people, the general people.
Great.
So I agree with her that maybe the earlier people wore a lot of heavy pieces. Right. Maybe those heavy pieces won't happen. But, I would say that, like she said, the statement pieces would be there. Even they look lighter as far as volume, but as far as probably how much it costs or the value, it would probably be far more valuable, because it's got a certain look, and you don't want to be overdressed when you're at a small wedding, when you're with 50 people. Yeah.
Great. So coming back to you, Farah, as the trend has been, a lot of people are going back to classics, girls are going back to polkis, were coming back in. It was getting more popular. How you're essentially into very, very strong diamond statement pieces and all. So tell me, is there a shift in consumer buying for all those? I'm not talking about COVID or non-COVID, but I just thought there was a trend where people were getting back into traditional looks, from the polkis and all. But Just, I mean, you have always been in diamond and some of the best diamond and emerald pieces that one has seen in this country. Do you see a shift with the younger generation going back from diamond to classics?
I'm glad you asked me that question because honestly speaking, pre-COVID, I'm saying pre-COVID, there was a trend of polki jewelry and
Yes.
people wanted to be very in traditional polki jewelry. But today, I'm seeing a shift to diamond jewelry. There is polki, but what's happening is every bride is ending up looking like like someone else, like the same person, because it's the same trend, the same polki designs, and there's only that much you can do with polki because they all end up looking alike in the long run. True. Though I love polki personally, and I think it makes you look like a princess and a queen and all of it.
There's reality around it.
Yeah, but saying that, I think it's been overdone with, and brides today want something different, especially the younger generation, because they're looking at more pieces that they can, wear more often, detach, wear with maybe a shirt, maybe wear it on a Western ensemble, wear it on an Indian ensemble very easily, be able to fly off with it to an international destination. So the kind of brides that at least come to me are willing to experiment and don't want to end up looking like someone else. They want to be unique. So diamonds today offer that because one is it's not gold centric, and the prices of gold have gone so high that people are willing now to look into the diamond market a lot more. And I speak of that right from the classes to the masses, because the look with diamonds, and when you have less gold, it's very, very attractive, because when you do polki pieces and when you do gold pieces, you need to have a certain amount of gold for the big look to come in, And since people are now experimenting with lighter look as far as volume, diamonds are very in. I mean, big diamonds, small diamonds, but very, very in. And I find gemstones like emeralds very, very in vogue right now, extremely.
Farah, you have a very distinct, look, and you also have a very distinct clientele, rather a very evolved clientele. Do you think all of those very distinct clientele that you have, do they look at diamonds as an investment? Are they also looking at diamonds as an investment, or they only want to make a statement? I mean, gold and traditional jewelry buying is also looked as a hand-me-down to my daughters and granddaughters. But the kind of pieces you make the statement and the kind of people who buy your pieces, are they looking at it as an investment or just as an absolute centerpiece?
So Ruchika, I must tell you this because there's a myth that I'm only dealing with a certain level of people and a certain class of people, because people look at my brand and say, Farah Khan, oh my God, she's super expensive and all of it. And what people don't know, and this is a fact, that I work with a lot of brands that are commercial brands, that are mass brands.
I was going to come to that later.
I design for them. I manufacture for them. Of course, I'm not going to name the brands, but I do work a lot on the level of mass market. So I know exactly the taste of what is your common customer, your mass market customer is. Saying that, in my own brand, my pieces begin at 15,000 rupees upwards, because we realize that you don't need to have, good taste. Doesn't need to be something so high in value that you don't, that someone who loves jewelry cannot afford it. So we cater to people in the gifting section of 15,000 rupees upwards. And of course, I go as high as you can imagine. But saying that, people today are less looking at jewelry as just an investment buy, at least the clients I've come through. And they're looking at more of it as design, because you are living in the age of the internet, where you have one click to a button and you have the access of the entire world at your, thing. And as jewelers, as jewelry designers, we're not competing with the next door jeweler, because your client is so well informed and knows so much more about jewelry today that they want the best. They don't want something substandard. So as far as I'm concerned, yes, the questions are there, that how much gold is in here, how much diamond is in here, because that's something Indians are used to asking. But eventually, design and the way it looks and the way it functions. People are getting more, about the detailing on the jewelry, the way it is finished. All that has become such an important part of jewelry today that people are beginning to tell the difference between a well-made product and a bad product. And you will realize that if you make a great product and it's well made, your value is much more. That's my personal experience. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very well said, because today the market is very aware. There is so much more knowledge out there about buying diamonds and everything else. So, of course, you, like you're saying, you do have to cater to a far larger market as well.
Right.
Pratiksha, coming back to you, traditional jewelry will always be in. Indians are very traditional by taste, and you're known for the Basra pearls and the most exotic designs in polki and antique looks. Now, the market, if you see right or left, north or south, they are flooded with jewelers today who are selling polki by the kilos. I won't even say by the piece, literally. They're selling it by the kilo. So how do you fit into that mindset where probably there is a bigger polki piece at a lesser price? There is a lot of polki available from Jaipur to Delhi to North India. How do you kind of stay distinct in this market?
Yeah, so what I would like to say is that, it's not only jewelry, it's any type of market, whether it's clothes or, like I said, jewelry. There is a market for everything and everybody in a big country like India.
Sure.
So wherein we are concerned, yes, you said, we deal a lot in Basra pearls, and we do deal in polkis and antique pieces. We also do deal in the diamonds and emeralds. And, to be very frank, that is actually our bread and butter, what we do. Okay, this polki and all that, we are known only for the bridal pieces for that. Like, people who come to us are mainly coming for the bridal jewelry. Nobody comes to us to buy a small
one-off
piece in polki, because one-off piece, what I mean to say, in a bridal look. So we cater only to that market. We don't cater to the regular wear, people do a lot of casual wear jewelry and all that. We don't fit into that, because what we have understood in the long run, and even my father-in-law and my husband and all, they all feel that you cannot cater to everybody. So we have made so people who come to us, again, like I told you, we are like it's a family business, like my father-in-law's grandfather is the person who started this business. So people who come to us, we have brides today whose grandmother's jewelry has been made by my firm. His mother's mother jewelry will be, my father-in-law would have made it. So in at least the type of clientele who come to us, they sure, because we don't sell pieces that are
regular.
In the sense, like you said, polki, everyone is making, we don't do, now a lot of people are doing polki in 18 karat. So we don't do polki in 18 karat. We do only 22 karat. We don't use any khilwas or any bonded polkis. We use only syndicate polkis. We don't use any rubies or emeralds which are treated, heated. We use only the ones which are natural, so all those things, and all our pieces are totally handmade. So all that makes my jewelry expensive. But when you compare, when you put two pieces aside, as you said, when there's a big piece, which is lesser price than a small piece of mine, when you put the two pieces together,
you'll see the difference.
Actually make out the difference. And people who come to us, they are coming to us because we are catering to that. They are not interested, it's to be very frank, like a dress, they're not looking at buying an attire which is top to bottom totally bhara hua, and it has got no character to it.
True.
So they are coming.
I think we have both of you here on this chat because of the craft.
So actually,
Ruchika, you must realize that Pratiksha comes from a family of jewelers from third generations. I don't consider myself a jeweler. I look at myself more as a jewelry designer. And it's the first generation. So I do collections of jewelry. And like she said, what I appreciate is that she's very focused about what she's doing, and she says, I'm in the bridal market,
Yes.
And I'm in the market of doing statement pieces, whether they're tiny or whether they're big.
Right.
They have to be eye-catching. I also don't want to be, I don't do polki because I don't want to do a part of everything. I don't want to be everywhere
Me
because
too.
then it won't stick, it won't set me apart. There are
That's
other
right.
people who do polki, and I said it's gorgeous, but it's not something I do because I don't want to get into every place. And it's very important to realize that what you want to do and what you offer your consumers. It's like Zara has a very strong branding message. Gucci has a very strong branding message. H&M has a strong branding message. If Gucci tries to be H&M, it won't succeed,
It
or
won't
vice
succeed.
versa. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
Good analogy. Very good
yeah,
analogy.
yeah, yeah. So we need to
So,
have a story and a
like,
branding message.
so
Sorry,
like
yeah.
Ruchika, one way actually today the combination that you have had of Farah and us is a very good combination
It's a
because we are
unique
actually in
combination.
the
Yeah.
same, we are in the same business, but two totally different things. Like,
Different. Yeah.
for example, like if someone comes to my father-in-law and he buys a piece, like say maybe some Basra pearls or some, like emerald. Well, we have lived with I've been, whatever I have learned today regarding jewelry is only after I got married, from my father-in-law. And what I understand is, like, he always says that you should remember that one day this piece will come back to you. It could be for maybe to make it different, or, because the client doesn't like the design anymore, or they've
Or
worn
to
it a lot,
modernize it or
or
add
to
some parts
modernize it, or,
Right.
to upgrade it, like,
to enhance it.
to enhance it. So
Yeah.
he says that for us, like my father-in-law always, like, he's like 80 plus, and he would still call in the evening and ask, so what happened today, like what clients came today, something like that. So he has taught me that the happiness that you feel when you're selling a piece, you should feel the same when you are buying it back someday. So you have
Lovely.
to give your client that worth,
That he comes back
like,
to you and you're ready to buy it back.
you're ready to buy it back. It should not be that, today, like, you'll be very happy, okay, fine, we sold something which, like, for so much, and tomorrow when it comes back, the price is not appreciated, or, like, so,
Understood.
like
Good
I
point.
told, that when you have today that you have had me and Farah, we are two total in the same business, two
But
totally different
distinct styles
ideologies,
and distinct sensibilities.
Absolutely.
ideologies and different, like, people who go to her go for something else, people who come to me,
With
maybe people
authenticity.
who go, like, so for example, like, as we started talking about the bridal things, we may have a bride who goes to her as well as for me. They come to
Absolutely.
us, but they will come to me probably,
Absolutely.
for the
Yeah.
wedding, and to her probably for the reception or for the cocktail, you know
Absolutely.
so, like I said, like, I feel that's why, I was really excited about this talk, because I said that I'm sure we are going to have two totally opposite answers to the same question.
But it isn't. If you go to see, you both have similar answers, but that's the reason I had both of you, because both are iconic with your brands. You both have the
Thank
best
you.
craftsmanship, and you both come still from different sensibilities, catering
Yeah.
market.
Yes.
Somebody has, you'll have this, like you just said, you have the same bride going to Farah for a reception and
Yeah.
cocktail,
Yes.
but
Yes.
maybe the wedding big piece is picked up from you. So that is what it also
Yeah.
brings back to you.
Yes.
Farah, coming back to just the current trends, do you want to just share what is in these days? What is the current trend? What's really working for the youngsters these days? I mean,
So youngsters like to be free. They don't like to be tied down. So even their jewelry, they like it to be playful. They like to have multi-wear functionality, interchangeability, a lot of that, and they like to have mix and match. It's not necessarily that everything has to be matchy match. So they're
right.
very experimental into how they wear their jewelry. Whether they're wearing, maybe they wear a different earring and a different necklace. It doesn't have to
Right.
be matching, or maybe they won't
Correct.
wear earrings
Yeah.
and they'll wear a mantika and
Or
just
just a
wear
brooch,
a thing, or just a
a big
brooch. Yeah.
statement
So,
piece
so
like
the
a bracelet or a ring. Yeah.
so it's all about styling with them and less about just the jewelry piece.
Right.
So while they're open to their parents suggesting what they want to give them, they're very particular about getting multi-wear, purpose wear out of it. So we,
Wow.
as designers, we're always trying to work on the engineering of products and how to make them more wearable, more multifunctional. And I think that's the biggest challenge I have, because it's very easy just to make a piece of jewelry, but how to make it multifunctional and more,
Between what Farah said and what I have to say is that people are looking for more wearability even after the wedding. So like it's very like, 2 out of 10 times, that somebody buys something, which is one piece, which is from here to here, which they will not like those type of pieces. We don't even like, I don't even have that type of jewelry. So, even if a bride comes to me, we prefer giving them layered jewelry, like with 2 pieces or 3 pieces, which later on they will get to wear it. Like,
Right.
because when you wear what you're wearing for your wedding, even if it's your own brother or your own sister, first of all, you don't want to repeat the same things, and
Right.
obviously you won't wear such big pieces, to other people's weddings. So yes, people are looking for more wearability. And like, though, like we make a lot of polki pieces and with uncut diamonds and in jarrao setting, we are working and we have mastered, and for which also we are known that our uncut diamond pieces are not as heavy. So like, even if we are making like very big earrings, they will be lightweight, because when somebody comes to me to buy jewelry for a bridal wear, they have to at least wear it for 6 to 7 hours.
Right.
And it cannot be, you cannot give them earrings which are 100 grams and, like they'll be like, by the time the bride will have a headache,
Not
at
just
the end
a
of the
headache,
wedding.
she'll have sore ears.
So, yes. No, for that, they are nowadays, the brides are also very smart. They have these anesthetic, those numbing gels and, they, like she said, that, yeah, they have, when brides come to me, they have done all their homework. They know,
absolutely.
They exactly know what they want. They exactly know, like that's why I said, that people come to us now with Instagram trending. I mean, sometimes I feel, that the amount of my husband or my brother-in-law, they spend on designing, that much time I have to spend on because like social media, and like it's the way it's catching up, and youngsters like, but as in trends, you said that with me, what happens that the most, like the girl who may be like, very modern, like she may be wearing short skirts and, like sleeveless blouses or whatever. But at the wedding time, she wants to be the most traditional. Like that is the trend right now. They want to be the most traditional, they want, because traditional at the same time, what I feel like is timeless. Like, even after 25 years, when you see your picture, you shouldn't feel, oh, matlab, kya kiya tha maine
I was a bore. I can't look boring.
But I always tell my brides, please do not look like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna focus on the jewelry, focus less on the clothes, because you cannot have heavily embellished clothes, heavily embellished jewelry, heavily put on makeup. It'd be too much. So I always say, brides, first come and choose your jewelry, then do the wedding clothes, because most brides make the mistake of doing clothes first and then doing jewelry, which is horrible to do, because your jewelry is going to pass down generations, outlive you, and go down forever and ever. Absolutely. The clothes, as beautiful as they are really not going to last you generations.
Normally your bridal wear is a one-time wear.
Exactly. And your clothes, right, you probably become, you grow in size from the day of your wedding.
You can't say that.
Farah hasn't. Farah, after 2 grown-up kids, also hasn't.
So you can't say that.
No, my genes.
Farah, you're the antithesis of that.
But still, it's better to choose your jewelry.
That's a very valid point. Choose your jewelry, then choose your clothes.
Because then, in that way, even if you have something older piece of yours, maybe you have a earring or you have some small necklace, that, let me buy something which complements this, and you'll be able to use your old pieces also.
Right.
That's what I tell a lot of brides, when they come to us, that sometimes they come with the dress and pata chala, whatever they have, nothing is matching. Everything you have to buy from top to bottom.
So I must share this. I was in a panel discussion webinar on bridal wear, just like I'm on on jewelry, with Suneet Verma, JJ Valaya, and Nikhil Mehra. So just about the trends, and I had 3 different genres of bridal wear there. So Suneet very sweetly said, he says, brides come and without thinking, why should they be picking up? They'll pick up a Zardozi, which looks like a tea cozy. So this is the same story, because they want to pick up the most ornate piece irrespective. So functionality is very critical today in bridal wear also.
No, but I want to say something to brides. All the brides out there, please remember, on your wedding day, you are truly magical because you're glowing. So whatever you're wearing, you should be wearing it, and that should not be wearing you. So the clothes and the jewelry should not be wearing you, but you should be wearing the clothes and the jewelry. So because you have that inner glow that is going to outshine everything. So, keep it simple. Like, even if you look at, I keep saying this example, Aishwarya and Akbar Jodha, she was wearing lots of jewelry, but if you see her makeup and her clothing, it was all nude. Subdued and subtle, nude,
totally nude.
And she just looked amazing. Because I see brides with red eyeshadow, red lips, loud makeup, heavy jewelry, glitter, and you're going to scare the man away. So don't do that.
Very good points. If I may just ask a couple of last questions to both of you, Farah, to start with, what do you think are the challenges that the jewelry industry is facing currently?
I think the biggest
challenges times.
I think the biggest challenge the jewelry industry is facing currently is that there is a theory that is being said that man-made diamonds can replace natural diamonds, which is not true. There's a false theory that says that you're conserving the planet and you're saving energy and all of this by buying man-made diamonds versus natural diamonds. That's not true too, because you see, diamonds naturally are made underneath the Earth's surface with a lot of temperature and pressure that the Earth naturally creates. But to replicate this in a laboratory, you need to replicate that energy and that temperature and pressure, which takes a lot of energy, and you're actually wasting the Earth's resources. Secondly, these diamonds that people are saying are going to be, replacing real diamonds are not going to be replacing because the real diamonds are ethically sourced, because 81 countries worldwide have signed a Kimberley process certificate, which makes sure that diamonds are ethically sourced. And 10 million jobs in the entire world depend on the diamond industry. So this is the greatest challenge that we're facing today. And a lot of people will say that, but De Beers bought into the man-made diamond industry, but they bought into the man-made diamond industry to flood the market with these diamonds so that the prices drop. But with the natural diamonds, they make sure that they control the prices, and the prices only go up. So eventually, I think this is a big fad. And when people are buying jewelry, please buy from brands that do sourcing and well as checking whether they're using real natural diamonds or man-made diamonds, because you could otherwise be paying for something exorbitant, but it's not naturally mined. So that's the biggest challenge we face as a jewelry industry today.
Good point. Pratiksha?
One particular point which Farah has already covered, regarding this. So in that, just one small thing which I would like to add is that, yes, buy from brands who are doing the checking and who are doing the sourcing. Please know what you are buying, because in India or anywhere else, at the end of the day, jewelry is at least a sort of an investment. You should be able to, I'm not saying that people will have the need to buy, to sell it. I'm not saying people will come to that stage where they need to sell it, but tomorrow you should, it shouldn't happen that you've bought something for 5 lakhs and, it has no value, or bought something for 10 lakhs and it has no value. Another main thing that, problem that we all jewelers face, which I'm sure Farah will agree to, is copying. The designs, and making cheaper versions of those. And of course, now as time goes and we are trying to educate people and we try to tell people, but it's really sad to see.
You don't have control over that. There's no control over that.
No, there is. I copyright all my designs, and I sue people who copy them, and I've actually won lots of money out of them. So I'm very happy to do that. So I do that.
I think after this, Farah, I need to get in touch with you to understand.
Please do, because I follow. I spend a lot of money on trademarking and registration and copyright. And I make sure I go after those who copy, because plagiarization is something that should not be done. We work very hard. I don't care if you're making silver copies. I've actually got a lot of money from the silver people also, whoever copies. So I will go after you if you copy my jewelry.
On Instagram, I have seen there are people and manufacturers that directly pick up even the picture from our Instagram and post it.
Yeah.
Like they don't even want to make the copy and take a picture and then post it on their Instagram.
Farah, one design you identify your brand with most. One design.
I would say anything and everything with large emerald pieces, whether they're 200 carats, 300 carats. I've done lots of pieces which are 500 carats also, big stones. Yeah.
Great. Pratiksha?
Yeah, so for us, I would say the statement piece which anybody would understand someone's wearing is, something with Basra pearls, like rows of Basra pearls. And we do a lot of jewelry which is Basra pearl, like raw material oriented, where we do rows of Basra pearls with rows of rose cut diamonds, or Basra pearls with diamonds or with emeralds. So like
Basra pearls.
Basra pearls, yeah. Like, I mean, that's my love.
Great. Thank you so much, both of you. It was such a privilege talking to two iconic brands.
Thank you, Pratiksha. Thank you, Ruchika.
Thank you, Farah. Thank you, Pratiksha.
Thank you, Ruchika,
for logging on. Thank you for your time.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.